This man is faced with an impossible choice, as he is forced to bring a friend to a ruthless gangster. He knows that the friend might be eliminated, but he doesn't know how to save his friend, so what will he do? A car pulls up outside a payday loan shop, and two masked men exit the vehicle. They walk into the shop, wielding weapons, while the driver sits outside in the car waiting nervously. The masked men find two people in the shop, Frank and his son, Sean. They hold the two hostage and demand that Frank give them the money he keeps in his safe. The scene shifts to a few days later when the driver is parked outside a school. Some runners pass by his vehicle, and one of them throws an envelope into the car. The driver picks up the envelope and finds a burner phone and a phone number. He calls the number and a woman responds. She tells him that the kid had betrayed them, and she wants the driver to bring the kid to her. She gives him the location of where to meet as soon as possible. The driver is visibly worried and asks what the kid has done, but the woman refuses to say. The driver claims he only wants his cut of the money, so the woman tells him to show up with the kid if he wants to get paid. With no alternative, the driver goes to pick up the kid. He finds him with his daughter, and the kid asks the driver to drop the little girl home, as it is a few blocks away. The driver reluctantly agrees. After dropping the girl, the two men start the journey to meet with the woman. Another flashback of the robbery is shown. The two masked men asked Frank for the money, but he did not seem disturbed or worried about what was happening. Instead, he warned the two thieves that so many people had tried to steal from him but were always unsuccessful. Frank retrieves a weapon and aims it at the thugs. However, he drops his weapon once the thugs threaten to harm Sean. He also opens the safe when the thugs beat up Sean and give the robbers money. Back to the driver, he finds himself getting annoyed at the kid as he keeps talking about all topics. He is proud of his daughter and wants to give her a better life. He reveals that he always wanted to be a fireman, but changed his mind when he saw how little money the firemen made. He knows that the money they get from the robbery will make a great impact on his life. The kid continues talking, not noticing that the driver is dealing with a moral dilemma. He wonders whether it is okay for him to take the kid, and keeps asking the woman what she wants to do with the lid. However, the woman refuses to tell him what the kid has done, only advising the driver not to trust him. The drive seems to be long, as the men pass city after city. After driving for a long while, the driver pulls into a petrol station to refuel and get something to eat. The kid walks into the store and runs into two guys who are bothering the shop attendant. He intervenes, causing the boys to follow him outside. Meanwhile, the driver calls the woman again, but this time a man answers. He reveals that the kid had stolen $25K from the $900K loot they made away with on the robbery. It also turns out that Sean had been in on the plan. The kid and the driver get in the car to drive off, but the boys throw a drink at the car. This makes the driver angry, and he gets out of the car and gives the boys a proper beating. He and the kid resume their journey. Soon, their vehicle is stopped by a police officer investigating the petrol ration accident. He sees blood stains on the driver's sleeve, but before he can ask him about it, the kid strikes up a conversation. It turns out the kid's father worked with the cop. The cop is excited to relive his memories and lets the two men go. He gives the kid his phone number, telling him to ask his father to give him a call. After the men drive away, the driver notices that the kid is sad. The kid reveals that his father left them, and this is what motivates him to be a better father to his daughter. The scene shifts back to the robbery. After getting the money, Frank warns the robbers that he will get revenge. However, the muscular robber beats him up, causing the kid and Sean to intervene so he doesn't eliminate him. Seeing his father's state angers Sean, and he grabs a rifle and starts shooting at the robbers, hitting the muscular one at the shoulder. The robbers leave in the getaway car, and the driver is angry that the team didn't follow the rules. The car is chased down by many cop cars, but the driver manages to escape all the cars. Back in the present, the driver's car starts being shot at by two motorcyclists. The driver tries to shoot back, but he runs out of ammo. This makes him and the kid surrender in an open field. To their surprise, the motorists turn out to be Frank and Sean. Frank wants to eliminate the two for stealing his money. However, the driver tells Frank that his son was in on the robbery. This makes Frank hesitate, allowing the driver to attack him while the kid lunges at Sean. A fierce battle ensues, during which the kid eliminates Sean by hitting him repeatedly with a wrench, while the driver eliminates Frank with a headshot. The two men get back into their car, but the driver soon notices that the kid is having trouble breathing due to what has just happened. The driver calms down the kid, and after ensuring he is okay, the driver gives the kid his inhaler. The two resume their journey, and the driver starts getting second thoughts about delivering the kid to the monsters. He asks the kid if he has somewhere he can go to start anew, but the kid wants to be with his daughter. Soon, the muscular thug's truck pulls up, forcing the driver to go to the meetup location. Once they get there, the woman, Veronica, shows up and congratulates the kid for his first kill and how he dealt with it. She then asks that the two men, the driver and the muscular thug, be given $75K each while the kid gets $50K. Before leaving, Veronica asks the kid to count his share. The kid says that he trusts Veronica, but she insists that he counts the money in his bag. The kid is devastated to find that he has $25K. He is upset, but Veronica tells him that she had given him the other $25K. The kid doesn't understand what is happening. However, he soon realizes that he's being accused of theft. The kid begs Veronica to spare his life, saying that he never stole the money. However, Veronica asks the muscular man to take the weapon and eliminate the kid. As the muscular man walks toward Veronica, she shoots both of his legs. She criticizes him for going against the plan and causing trouble with Frank by beating him up. She then eliminates him for his error. Veronica walks toward the kid, who has been beaten up by her henchmen. The kid begs for his life, claiming that he does not want to die. However, Veronica shoots him dead. The driver tries intervening, but he is held back by one of the henchmen. He can only watch in anguish as the kid is eliminated. Later, the driver is allowed to leave with his share of the money. However, he knows that soon Veronica will send her goons to eliminate him and tie up loose ends. The driver soon sees someone following him. He quickly evades Veronica's henchmen and parks in a deserted lot. He remembers how he had found himself in a lot of debt, and Veronica had beaten him up and forced him to start working for her. However, he is overwhelmed with guilt as it is revealed that he is the one who used the $25K. After the robbery, the driver gave the kid the bag with the money to take to Veronica. After the men had left, the driver had seen a few notes left in the boot of the car, and this was the missing $25K. He did not give it much thought, but instead took and used the money for his own needs. The driver's car is hit by the henchman who has found him. The henchman assumes that the driver is dead, so he calls Veronica to report that the deed has been done. Luckily, the driver pretends to be dead and executes the henchman. He then speaks to Veronica and tells her that he is the one who used the $25K. Surprisingly, Veronica reveals that she knows the driver had used the money. She tells him that the kid's blood is in his hands since he refused to confess. She states that she would have let the kid walk if the driver had admitted to his greed. She ends the call by telling the driver that he is the murderer, not her. The driver realizes that he cannot live his life like this since Veronica will never leave him alone. He gets into the henchman's truck and drives to the kid's house. He leaves the bag of money alongside a stuffed animal that the kid's daughter had left in his car earlier that day there, and drives away after seeing the kid's wife open the door. The driver calls the police officer who had given the kid his number. He tells him that the kid is dead and gives him an address of where to find the body. The driver then arms himself and stays vigilant, ready to tackle whichever challenge comes his way.